Hey, so you served. You served
Yes,
in the
I did.
military, right?
Yes, I was 14
What
years.
which part of the military were you
What
in?
branch? Army.
Army.
Yeah, I was in the Army for 14.
Really?
Yes, I was.
Wow. What made you go to the army? No, oh no, no, no. Not
Hmm.
okay. All right. So what made you decide to serve for the United States Army?
Okay, so being that I'm from another country, right? That's the key thing right there. So I'm not American native. I'm born in Trinidad.
Trinidad. And I
So
say this Trinidad and Jamaica pretty much same thing, right?
where that off button at? Boop. The Jamaicans got dropped off first because they were just rowdy.
Oh yeah, they real rowdy.
Yeah, and then they came on that path. They dropped them off like, get them off. Ooh, don't want to offend folks. We was already here. But anyway, I going to school in Brooklyn, New York, right? It was the 90s, height of the crack epidemic
Uh-huh.
and gang violence and fighting and stuff like that. And I was going to one of the worst schools in New York at the time. And I won't call the
Wow.
name. Just know that we had to get scanned in a metal detector walking in. We used to get patted down to go in school. And
Good old days, huh?
those days,
Yeah.
special ed hit song was out. I Got It Made was out,
Oh, especially it was so
Yeah,
cool back in the day
yeah.
too.
He thought he was until he got beat up. But anyway, I digressed.
That was colorism. They used to always want to
I
beat
know,
up the
right?
pretty boy, light
He
skinned
wasn't that
dude.
light. Because he had nice hair. That's what it was.
Yeah, he did have good hair. He had the
Yeah, he
good
like,
hair.
you think you're cute because you got nice hair.
He
But
had good hair.
I saw one too many of my friends get killed. And I think the straw that broke the camel's back, one of my friends got shot right on the edge of my block in a cross street. And I had to walk past him to go home. The cops had just roped off the block, but they didn't cover his body. And I just
Whoa.
remember walking past and seeing him with his eyes open. Yeah. But I still remember it because it was like, you remember the polo shirts that had the white collar?
Yes.
And it was a blue and yellow striped shirt. He had on baggy jeans. He was just laying there. And
Wow.
I think I told my mom that night, I said, I feel like if I stay here much longer, I'm gonna die in New York. And she said, what are you talking about? I said, I just can't stay here anymore. And luckily, you know how they have the recruiting and stuff in high school when you're graduating?
Hmm.
So they had all the recruiters come, and then they had the colleges come, they had all that
Right.
fair. So I was like,
Right.
you know what? I'm gonna sign up for the army because my dad was already in the army. So
Wow.
I
So
figured,
your dad served and his daughter served. Wow. Okay.
yeah, I think he planted subliminal seeds because he took me to see that movie Platoon when I was 15. Like, who
Really?
takes a child at 15 to go see Platoon? Have you ever seen that movie?
I might have. I don't remember it. But then
Willem
again,
Dafoe and Charlie Sheen starred in it.
here's the thing. Charlie Sheen, shout out to Charlie Sheen. I do remember his face a lot, especially Two and a Half Men. I used to watch that a lot.
No,
And
yeah, this is way before then.
yeah,
Yeah.
I do not remember it, but I don't remember a lot of things. I don't know what happened to me growing up. I don't remember a lot of things. I'm very
You repress a
picky on
lot
the
of
things I
stuff.
remember. Huh?
You repressed a lot of stuff from your teenage years or no?
I think I did. I think I did. I mean, but it's for the same, like, you found another way to deal with yours.
Yeah.
Like, you can still tell me exactly what your friend looked like while laying on the ground with his eyes open.
Mm-hmm.
His breath already left his body. He's no
Yep.
longer there. Like,
Nope.
his body is there, but he's no longer there.
Yeah.
That right there is so. I'm sorry. I'm gonna let you finish, but because I wanna like jump more into that
Mm-hmm.
because I think that far too many of us, and when I say too many of us, I don't know how many white people have dealt with this,
Yeah.
but my audience, just in case you haven't seen it already,
A lot of
a great deal of my audience are white.
others.
Yeah, yeah.
Hi, others.
But here's the thing, though. I'm learning. This is what I'm learning. That although they grew up in their own trenches,
Yeah.
they can relate to us in many ways. Like they'll be like, "Yeah, same thing happened to me. One of my friends got shot," and it's like, but what's not shared on our side? If it's not shared on our side of white kids getting shot by other white
Yeah.
kids and stuff like that, then
Yeah.
we're not going to hear about it.
No.
So it's this part of you. Like I knew about you growing up in New York. I
Mm-hmm.
knew about you being from Jamaica. I'm sorry,
Lord
Trinidad.
have mercy. Bless this man.
She about to cuss me out. I know you've been been from Trinidad, but I did not know that you went to school in the hood. I did not know that a lot of your friends were dying at really young ages from violence. You know how I tell my kids all the time, stop caring too much about what people think about you, because
Absolutely.
you're going to find your people regardless.
Yeah.
And
They'll
you and
find
I
you too.
clicked
Yeah.
a while ago. And because I believe you're my people, because we share a lot in common. And I didn't even share any of my situations when I was in high school, but yours is extremely reminiscent of things that I've experienced.
I know, it was crazy. And it wasn't only one time. It was like, it felt like it was happening in rapid succession. Like again, trauma timestamps things in your head, right? Some people repress it, or others, how a smell can remind you of your grandmother, or a smell reminds you, it takes you right to a place. I remember the first time I smelled gunpowder and the iron in blood. And I'm telling you, it was like yesterday. I was coming off the D train. Again, this was another incident that happened. And I feel like there was always like divine intervention that spared me from a lot of things, because I was on the D train coming home from night school, because I was taking night classes. After I joined the military, I went back to Brooklyn for a little bit and decided to go to college because I wanted to be a lawyer. That's what I thought.
What?
So I know.
Smart ass. Oh,
so
you a nerd.
I was a nerd. That's what my ex-husband used to call me. But
ain't nothing wrong with that.
The D train got stuck between stops. And so it was delayed for like 10 minutes. That 10-minute delay, to this day, you can't tell me any different. That spared me from being in the line of gunfire, because when I got off the train and I was walking down Parkside Avenue to go towards Flatbush, that's where I grew up, there was an ambulance there, and cops had just got there and covered this young man with a sheet. And I just remember the street light shining in the middle of the sidewalk, and it was like glistening. You could see the blood like pooling in the sidewalk, and there was like chunks of brain matter. Like, I recall all this stuff.
Wow, my God. Like, sheesh.
I know, because I'm walking, and the first thing I said when I got off the train was like, I smell blood, but it was a lot. So, and I smelled the gun smoke, and I smelled the gunpowder and the blood smell. And where I had to walk in front of that building, his body was right there. So I'm thinking, if I was there any earlier, it could have been, guns have no care in the world. They hit whoever, right? There's no name on a bullet. When you fire a gun, it just goes wherever it goes. And
especially these dudes in the damn hood who don't know how to damn shoot.
That's exactly true.
And they so scared to get arrested,
or
so they shoot
shooting
from
sideways
and try to shoot while running and shoot while driving.
Yeah, and shooting sideways and doing all kinds of dumb stuff they see in the movies. And me being in the Army, that pisses me off, because we went through a whole month of learning to shoot properly and aim and adjust the target and do all this stuff. And here you are.
And they're doing it while moving. Like, okay, we're going to drive by him, not understanding that I can't even stand still and hit this bottle that's like 10 feet away from me.
Exactly.
But I'm going to try to drive by and hit you. And they're hitting kids and everybody else that's not involved.
It's just dumb stuff. But yeah. So I said all that to say, those were two of the several incidences that made me decide that it was time for me to get the hell up out of New York to save my life, because I just felt like it was too close to me, and I left.
Well, that explains to me why you got up out of New York, but that don't explain to me why you jumped from the frying pan into the fire.
Like going into the military?
Yes.
Because I felt because I felt like I had control of that.
Right.
And I know, as weird as it may seem, because my dad did kind of sit me down when he found that I wanted to join. He was like, well, if this is what you really want to do, I'll give you some pointers. He's like, when you go there, you listen to the drill sergeants, you do X, Y, Z. But I felt like it was a decision that I made, and it was something that I had control of. In New York, I felt like everything was happening to me and happening around me, and I had no control of it.
You had no control.
So for me, joining the military was a way to get away, kind of decompress from New York, and make my own choices and do something that I wanted to be proud of and serve my country. But to be honest, at 17, I wasn't thinking about serving no damn America. I just wanted to get the hell up out of New York. Let's be honest. I was not like, I'm a patriot, I'm gonna go, and did not care at 17.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this. Thank you so much for your service because my punk ass would not do it at all. No, I'm not joining them. For what? No, no, nah, it's hard enough out here. I'm good. I'll find another way. But for
But
you to
look,
do that, yeah, kudos to you.